So in the last week, I have received a free mascara, a free skincare goodie bag, a free couch, and a free rug. And I'm going to tell you all exactly where it came from and why I think I've been able to receive so many free things. I will mainly be covering my thoughts on inspired action and the role that it has played in me being able to receive these items. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right in. I am a firm believer that when you regulate your nervous system, you make it a lot easier for source energy to flow through you. When you're living in a stress response, you constantly have that undercurrent of static electricity literally going through your body. That's just the best way that I word it. And when you have that excess static, it is harder for you to be able to follow your intuition, and it's harder for source energy to flow through you simply because of physics. It is a gross oversimplification of what is actually going on, and I believe this from what I have learned and also from personal experiences. Is this a better position for the mic? It was like dragging my shirt down before. When source energy is naturally flowing through you, I think the daily actions that you take naturally follow your intuition more and naturally lead to the desires and the orders or requests that you have put out there to the universe. I had spent a long time trying to figure out inspired action and what action I should be taking, and if things feel natural, supposed to be feel natural, and I was seeking it out, it wasn't naturally flowing. It was such a conundrum for me. And now I think I have a better understanding, at least for myself and my own personal experience, for how it really works. I really do believe that since I have felt closer with this source energy, since I had that day of like it surging through me and then I like calibrated through it. I never talked too much about that in detail on here because that was a really crazy time. But since that day, and since I have felt closer with this divine energy, I've noticed that the actions that I've been taking, even mindlessly, are leading to my desires naturally. I don't think inspired action needs to be something you felt so inspired to do and so creative. It has to do with your dancing or your singing or whatever. I really feel like inspired action is just you following your intuition, you taking the action that just feels, that just you end up taking. I'll use the whole manifesting clear skin thing as an example. It's not that I didn't ever use any skincare product. It's that I stopped looking for skincare products out of lack and fear and fearing that this is never going to go away and feeling so anxiously I have to fix the problem. And it shifted to a place of, oh, this product might actually work with what I'm looking for. Oh, it shifted to the products that I decided to use came from curiosity and I just felt so inclined to use them. I just felt like intuitively like, oh, this actually might, let me check this out. And I'm not talking about being suckered by an advertisement. I mean, just you genuinely having a curiosity and whatever and having the desire to use this product instead of hunting and looking through skincare products to figure out how to fix your face. You know what I mean? The mindset and the place that you're coming from is different. And so getting to these manifestations, some came out of thin air, some I actually did something about. This skincare goodie bag I got from a friend. She just randomly decided to give me these skincare products. We talked about the deodorant thing one time, and she decided to give this to me, which is a great time to bring up another point that I think matters in terms of receiving is also being comfortable with receiving. And that may sound silly. You might be quick to be like, oh my gosh, I am comfortable receiving. But when someone gives you a compliment or when someone offers to pay something for you, are you quick to send it back? Like, oh no, that's you. Or oh my gosh, no, you. Or no, oh my gosh, I got it. Or are you comfortable just receiving what was given to you? You might think you're comfortable receiving because at face value, that sounds like, well, no crap, of course I am. But when you really look at your actions in the day to day, pay attention to how often you send back stuff. You send back a compliment or you refuse help when someone's trying to offer it to you. I think showing the universe that you're comfortable receiving is also part of being able to receive more. That's just my 2 cents. Now for the other things, my grandma randomly gave me this mascara. I needed a new mascara. This rug or this couch I got for free on Facebook Market. I actually needed a new cast iron skillet and someone told me to check Facebook Market. I never been too familiar with Facebook Market. I knew of it, I'd been on there, but whatever. I found a cast iron skillet for 25 bucks and had it within 2 hours. So then I ended up staying on Facebook Market to see what else was on there. And the like exact couch pretty much that I wanted for my apartment happened to be on there for free. And it happened to be one that could fit in my car, and it was so spontaneous, and I happened to be able to get it into my house literally within the same day, which is a great time to bring up another point of allowing some spontaneity in your life also. Many of the things that I've been able to manifest or calling were partially due to the fact that I allowed a spontaneous moment to happen in my life. Instead of me being like, oh no, I already left the house, I'm not leaving again for this couch, allowing myself to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go get this couch, whatever. I really didn't allow much spontaneous movement or spontaneous decisions before. And in the last few months, I've definitely seen an uprise of that, and good things tend to come from it. And then the rug. Remember that story that I told you all where my apartment was, I came in and it was flooded and I had no reaction. And I was like, well, something good must be coming of it. Well, I was able to get a free rug from my grandma and my granny, who just so happened to have this rug sitting in their storage and needed something to do with it. I never knew they had this rug. I never knew any of this. And when I was telling her the story about how my apartment was flooded and I didn't have a rug and how much it bothered me that I didn't have a rug, then she told me, oh my gosh, I have this rug, blah, blah, blah. And I had already said to the universe or spoken into existence, whatever, before, when that whole rug situation was going on, I was like, the next rug I'm getting better be free. I'm getting a free rug. And days went by and I still wasn't getting a rug. And I was just like, maybe I'm going to have to pay for it. I don't know. But I just waited until I felt so inclined to do something. If I felt so inclined to buy a rug, I would have. But I felt so inclined to continue waiting, then I just did. It really bothered me that I didn't have a rug. It like completely takes away the cozy vibe. But instead of being anxious and upset about that and upset about the fact that that other rug was ruined, I was just like, all right, well, I said I'm getting a free rug, so a free rug better be coming out of somewhere. Now, I took the action to go and get the rug from my grandma's. I took the action to go and pick up the couch from Facebook Market. I didn't take any particular action for these items, to be fair. And I took the action to go get the cast iron. 25 bucks for a cast iron that's easily $200 retail value is crazy. I'm gonna just say that. But my point is, all of these things happen naturally. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna try to make my manifestation come alive. I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm trying to make my place. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't really thinking about much of anything. And in the past, I wouldn't have counted these as manifestations. I probably would have counted this, but I wouldn't have counted this couch or this rug because I did action. I went and picked it up, so it doesn't count. First of all, everything is divine. I think that's part of the reason I stopped making these videos on I manifested this and this is how I manifested it, because I don't really see manifestation in that way anymore, I guess. Everything is a manifestation. Everything is divine. And I think that we just need to be chill and do the things we feel so called to do, and also show up for ourselves. Doing the thing you want to do isn't always the thing you feel like doing. And that was the distinction that I needed to make when I was trying to figure out what action to take. And just doing the things that I want, doing what feels good. Like I said in another video, what feels good when you're done? You may not feel like working on your content, but it feels good when you're done. You may not feel like going to the gym, but it feels good when you're done. You get what I'm saying? Those type of things keep your mental health in check. You're still showing up for yourself, all things that are good for you. So yeah, even though I picked up this couch, I do consider it a manifestation, especially since it's the size, color, and style that I specifically wanted. And I do consider this rug a manifestation because it matches the theme and it's free. Last thing I'll know, I also find it interesting how my apartment is kind of rapidly changing before my eyes. I've been wanting a cast iron skillet for the past 4 years, and all of a sudden I just felt so inclined to do something about it. I've been wanting a new rug, a new couch, just a nicer situation around here for years, and all of a sudden my apartment is like rapidly upgrading before my eyes. And having a nicer place, like I said, if I didn't say it already in this video, is something that is very important to me. I've been actively calling in a house for quite a while now, and if not a house, a nicer place. And I think that the universe is using at least the resources that I have now to help make my current place nicer. Now, I could complain and be upset about the fact that this is not a house or this is not a luxury apartment and I'm still in this regular ass apartment. Or I could be grateful for the fact that I'm suddenly really liking the place that I live. It's looking better, it's feeling better, and I know that better is to come. So if you're still confused and trying to figure out inspired action, I don't think there's anything to figure out. I think it really is just naturally what flows and naturally what happens. And your job is just to focus on having a calm and regulated nervous system so that that energy can flow through you clearly and you can follow your intuition clearly.